We've spent over 50 million on Google Ads across hundreds of client accounts, and I'm about to show you the one campaign structure that 95% of brands get completely wrong. When you get it right, this can be the quickest way to unlock your Google Ads budget. Now, I'm talking about increasing ROAS and spend at the same time and lowering your CPA in as little as 2 weeks, depending on your budget. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to segment your branded versus non-branded traffic just to get crystal clear performance data so you can stop wasting money on campaigns that just look profitable but actually being carried by easy brand conversion. I can tell you right now, most advertisers are flying blind when it comes to separating the two because they're blending them both and thinking that the prospecting campaigns are doing so good, but in reality, there's branded within them. So a campaign showing 4 ROAS, obviously it's going to look amazing. But if your brand terms are doing an 8 ROAS, then your prospecting are doing a 1.5 ROAS, so it kind of goes to 4. You're actually losing money on half your traffic and you don't even know it. My name is Jackson Blackledge, and alongside Filippo, Carolee, and Claudio Timpano, we operate Echelon. Google Ads for e-commerce brands is what we do. We have a team of 50 plus team members that are absolutely phenomenal at what they do. We're managing Google Ad accounts for some of the largest brands in the D2C space. Muscle Nation, Ovi, Crafted, Tabs, Wine by Lamborghini, Icon Amsterdam, Frank Body, Forest Superfoods, the list goes on. We've helped brands scale from 5 figures of spend all the way up to 9 figures of spend per month within their ad account. Revenue, typically brands that we work with hover around the 7 to 9 figures per month range. And this segmentation strategy is the foundation of every profitable ad account that we have ever built. The biggest mistake that I personally see is people are treating branded traffic and non-branded traffic the same. But the thing is, these are two completely different things. So here's what's happening in your ad account right now. Branded traffic, which is people that are searching for your specific brand name or product names, they typically convert at 3 to 5x higher rates than generic searches. But when everything's mixed together in one campaign, when you have branded and non-branded, you can't see the performance gap. Let me show you a real example. I'm going to dive into obviously the Google Ads interface showing the blended campaign data versus segmented data. This client here came to us with a profitable campaign showing 6.96 ROAS. Then we segmented it and we discovered their brand terms were doing an 11.82 ROAS while their generic terms was literally doing a 0 ROAS. So they were literally losing money on 88% of their traffic. The problem then compounds because Google's algorithm sees these as easy brand conversions and thinks their entire campaign is performing well. So it just keeps bidding aggressively on those expensive generic terms that are actually unprofitable. So once you understand this performance gap, the solution isn't just separating campaigns. It's about structuring each campaign type completely different. Let's start with search. So search campaigns are the easiest place to start because you have complete control through keywords, but most people set them up backwards. First, you need to identify what counts as branded traffic. So go to any existing campaign, export the last 60 days of data. You want to navigate to search terms, insights and reports, and dive down to search terms. You're looking for your exact brand name and variations, brand plus product combinations, common misspellings of your brand, and obviously your domain name or app name. Look at any proprietary product names unique to your brands, and you want to mark them each term as brand or non-brand in your own spreadsheet, and this becomes your segmentation foundation. Now let's go on to the setup. Create 2 separate search campaigns. Your branded campaign should use manual CPC here, not target impression share like other advertisers recommend. Why? Because you don't want Google overbidding for a brand term just to get an impression. Your non-branded campaign should use target ROAS or target CPA based on your actual non-branded performance, not the inflated numbers from your blended data. Then make sure to add your brand terms as negative keywords to the non-branded campaign. As you can see in front of you, what you want to do is you want to create a shared negative list called brand negatives and then apply it to all non-branded campaigns. So we'll go on to negative keywords, leave it on add negative keywords or create new list, place the keywords here in the negative keywords section, save to new or existing list, and go ahead, give it a list name. It's called brand negative, and we'll go ahead and save that. So this prevents any brand query from accidentally triggering your generic campaigns, but shopping campaigns, that's where things do get tricky because you can't control keywords directly. So you can't control keywords in shopping, but you can use Google's campaign priority system combined with negative keywords to create intelligent filter. Here's the exact setup. Non-branded shopping campaign, you want to set to high priority as you can see in front of you and add your brand terms as negative keywords. So this campaign tries to serve first for every shopping query, but it blocks itself when the search contains your brand name. The brand shopping campaign, you want to set to low priority with no brand negatives. This only serves when the high priority campaign can't, which happens when someone searches for your brand. So when someone searches running shoes, which is generic, the high priority campaign serves because it's not blocked by negatives. When someone searches for Nike running shoes, which is branded, the high priority campaign blocks itself because Nike is a negative. So the low priority campaign serves instead. Both campaigns target the same products at the end of the day, but the priority and negative negative keyword system automatically routes the traffic based on the search intent. It's like having a smart bouncer that sort of directs brand searches one way and generic searches another. Critical warning, you want to always keep your branded shopping campaign properly funded. Make sure your card's on the ad account and you got cash on that card. If it runs out of budget, even brand searches will hit your non-branded campaign. It'll mess up your data. Also, just a side note, you want to always make sure to optimize your shopping feed for whatever campaign type too. You'll want to change your shopping titles and other attributes to better target and obviously find these branded terms. Let me know below if you want a deeper breakdown on this and I can make a video based about it. Now let's move to Performance Max. And this is where most people completely lose control. Performance Max campaigns, they're profit killers when they're not properly configured because they'll cannibalize your branded traffic and mess up your entire ad account structure. What most advertisers don't realize is PMax will serve on branded searches because those easily convert, but it's taking credit for conversions you would have gotten anyway while using budget that could have been used for acquiring new customers. Google quietly rolled out brand exclusions for Performance Max in late 2023, and it's a game changer. So you want to go to your Performance Max campaign settings, you want to find brand exclusions. It's underneath additional settings. Add your brand to the exclusion list. The key is leaving allow shopping ads on searches that mention excluded brands unchecked. So most agencies don't even know that this feature exists, even though it's been out for such a long time, which is why their PMax campaigns do plateau after the initial honeymoon period. And the beauty of this approach is that your dedicated search and shopping brand campaigns handles all branded traffic with full control over ad copy and bidding, while PMax just becomes a pure prospecting machine, finding new customers across Google's entire ecosystem. But there's one critical step that does determine whether this entire system works or completely fails. The most common reason that segmentation fails is what I call traffic bleed. And this happens when queries basically end up in the wrong campaign and it just messes up your data. When you don't properly maintain your negative keyword list, or when Google's broad match just gets way too aggressive. And the solution is a systematic monitoring approach that most agencies completely skip. So here's a monitoring system that prevents this. You want to review search terms weekly for the first month, then monthly after that. What you're looking for: brand terms showing up in non-branded campaigns, generic terms showing up in branded campaigns, new brand variations you haven't added to your negative list, budget exhaustion causing traffic just to spill between campaigns. And I personally use a simple tracking system where I log campaign name, search term, correct campaign designation, and action needed. Maybe add negative or add a keyword, maybe increase budget. The brands that actually skip the monitoring step end up with worse performance than before they even segmented, because they're double serving on some queries and missing others entirely. By the way, budget monitoring is equally critical. And I briefly mentioned this earlier, but I need to mention this again. So your brand campaigns need sufficient budget to maintain 100% impression share, but not so much that you're missing non-branded opportunities. So I do recommend starting with a 20% brand, 80% non-brand, then adjusting based on impression share, performance data, sales, and so on. So the key is treating this as an ongoing optimization process, not a one-time setup. The brands that maintain this system properly see that compound improvement month after month. But this brand versus non-branded segmentation, it's not just about better reporting, it's about fundamentally changing how your Google Ads account performs. So when you can see true performance by traffic type, you can bid appropriately, allocate budget effectively, and then scale the parts of your account that actually drive profitable growth. So here's what I want you to do right now. If you're spending more than $5,000 a month on Google Ads, you can audit your current setup using the search terms analysis that I've showed you in this video. And if you're seeing brand versus non-branded traffic mixed together, you are leaving money on the table. For those ready to implement this immediately, you want to start with your highest volume search and shopping campaigns first in terms of spend, then tackle Performance Max. The time investment upfront pays dividends for months. And if this level of optimization feels overwhelming, or you want someone to implement this entire system for you, we do this exact segmentation setup for our clients every single day. We'll audit your current account structure, implement the complete branded versus non-branded segmentation, and handle all the ongoing monitoring and optimization and scaling. For those who want to dive deeper in advanced Google Ads strategies like this, I break down complex topics around Google Ads and how to scale in my weekly newsletter. The link is in the description, so feel free to join the list and I'll send over everything that we learn here at Echelon, and you will gain a lot of knowledge for my fellow Google Ad nerds. So have a wonderful day and I will see you on the next one. Ciao.